I've definitely sprained my ankle a few times in my life. Usually it didn't come with any kind of fractures in my foot, but for this particular time it did. So I fractured this part right here and this part over here. So whatever, that's fine. But I wanted to do a little video on the different steps of how to heal a sprained ankle. I want to start out this video by saying I'm not a trained medical practitioner. I'm not a doctor. If you hurt yourself, if you get injured on your skateboard in any way, the first thing you should do is see a doctor. And make sure you take your doctor's advice and make sure you get a good doctor that really knows what they're doing. If you're serious about skateboarding, you should get a sports doctor that kind of knows and has dealt with a lot of different sports injuries. So definitely see your doctor first and take their advice. And I'm going to give you a few tips here that are going to help you heal your sprained ankle. Healing a sprained ankle takes 5 steps. That's right, 5 steps. Step number 1 is take care of yourself and protect your foot. Protecting your foot means using crutches, getting any kind of ankle brace or ankle support. Usually just for a normal sprained ankle you won't get anything like this, but for me, I guess since my foot is fractured, they gave me this boot. But basically this boot helps to protect my foot, so obviously nothing can hit it and I'm not going to get damaged when I'm rolling around. So yeah, step number 1 is protect your injury, protect your foot. If you don't have an ankle brace like that, get an ace bandage like this and wrap your foot up nice and tight in there. That'll help protect it as well. Step number 2 is rest. You want to rest. Your body is injured, so it needs rest. So lay in bed, play some video games, watch videos on the computer, watch videos on YouTube, but definitely make sure you get rest. Step number 3 is ice. Make sure you get one of these or any kind of, just put some ice into a plastic baggie. You can just put some ice into a plastic baggie or get one of these. But make sure and keep your injured area nice and cool. Keep it on ice. That will really help. Basically what ice does is it helps keep the swelling in the injured part down. So you want to keep the swelling down so it can heal nice and fast. So ice will definitely help with that. Step number 4. The 4th step of healing your ankle is compression. So make sure you get an ace bandage and make sure you get a big enough one so you can wrap it all the way around your foot many times and get it really nice and tight. So that's step number 4, compression. There are many good YouTube videos that teach you how to wrap your foot properly with an ace bandage. So I highly recommend doing a little research and checking that out. And finally, step number 5 is elevation. You want to keep your foot in the air. So you can set up a bunch of pillows and blankets on your bed and then put your foot on it and keep your foot in the air. The basic idea here is you want to keep your foot above where your heart is, because your heart is going to want to pump a lot of blood, and normally with your foot at the bottom, your foot is going to fill up with blood and that's not going to help with your swelling. So again, you want to keep your heart down and your foot up. So keep your foot up in the air and that's going to help you out a lot. Great, so if you can manage doing all of these things all the time, obviously that's going to help you out. So again, just a little recap. You want to protect your foot, you want to rest it up, you want to put ice on it, and you also want to have it compressed and elevated. While you're healing, stay busy and keep your mind onto positive things, away from being injured. When you go see the doctor, you can ask him if there's any kind of vitamin supplements or anything you can take that'll help your body heal faster, and that'll help you out as well. So yeah, just a little recap: protection, rest, ice, compression, and elevation, and you'll be healed before you know it. So I hope that this video helps you guys. I hope that none of you guys will ever have to go through any kind of injuries like this. But if you do, definitely see your doctor, get the correct advice, be healthy, and be safe out there. Thanks a lot for all of you guys' help and support. You guys are the best.